Hey everybody, this is Rydo. The expansion Whispers of the Old Gods for Hearthstone has come out, and because of that, I need to make new decks for every single character, both for standard play and wild play. Last time I made Priest in standard play. You can see what I chose. I think I chose poorly, to quote an Indiana Jones movie, uh, and went with Cthulhu cards for the Priest. It didn't feel like a deck that's gonna win a lot. So now I need to make Priest Wild, and I imagine I'm gonna go really crazy with it. Let's see. What do we do? Click new deck here. Yeah, that's what we do. Had to scroll down.
If you
Switch
make
to
a
wild
wild
deck.
you can only use it in wild games.
So we're still having a lot of troubles with the server, so it took a considerable amount of time for it just to load here. Not going to use any recipes. Wonder what Cthulhu's Clutch would have compared to as far as what I built. Well, it's actually less Cthulhu cards in Cthulhu's Clutch and more Priest cards. Maybe that's the trick. You were supposed to only use Cthulhu and a couple of cards. But it still doesn't make a lot of sense to play it. It takes too much setup to play Cthulhu, quite honestly. So in Wild, no cards are banned. So I need to think about cards that we could play. For instance, here's a card that was banned and I used to play a lot before. I think what I might end up doing is making just my old Priest deck with a few adjustments. The Priest being built around just healing or potentially dealing damage is going to be the issue. Here's another banned Goblins vs. Gnomes card. Yeah, the banning of Goblins vs. Gnomes pretty much destroyed my deck. This is an Exramus card, so that was in my deck before. Let's see, if you're holding a dragon, gain 1 attack and taunt. I don't think so. Let's see, whenever a character is healed, give Cthulhu +1/+1. I don't think you can play that. This is the Goblins vs. Gnomes card. So there is a Whisper of the Old Gods card that is a little bit better than this, but combined it's going to be awesome. Take that, take that. Whenever you draw a card, it reduces its cost by 1. I'll take that. Shadow Form, change your healing thing to do 2 damage instead. Maybe I'll keep that. Destroy 2 minions, I don't think I'd do that. Deal 4 damage to each hero, I'll take that. Holy Nova, I'll take that. Let's see. Restore 5 health. Take that. Excavating Evil. I don't know if I'd want to play that over Holy Nova. Let's see. Holy Nova does 2 damage and heals 2. This does 3 to everybody. If Cthulhu has 10 attack, heal and get 10. Otherwise it's useless. We'll take the Power Word Tentacles, which is the card I was talking about that's better than Valen's Chosen, because it gives you +2/+6. We'll take that. Let's see. Take this guy. Give a friendly mech +4 health. I don't even remember playing this card ever. Probably didn't. I think there are some expansion cards that I've just gotten and not played. If you're holding a dragon, gain 1 attack and taunt. I don't think so. Give a minion -2 attack this turn. Destroy 1 with 3 or less. I don't think so. Take those. Discover a Death Rattle card. Deal 2 damage. Deal 5 damage to the enemy hit face. That's a basic card, so Mind Blast is still here, and then double on that. So we're gonna have to get rid of Mind Blast for Divine Spirit, which we definitely want. So I haven't even gotten to this point and I'm already full. We're looking, I suppose, for cards that would increase the health of creatures. That's what I'm shooting for. Don't want anything that really does damage at all. Light Warden. I totally need 2 Light Wardens. So what am I willing to trade for Light Warden? Give a friendly minion plus 3 health for 6. Or Nova Blast. Let's get rid of this one because I don't think we need that to spawn the shadows. So we'll probably get rid of both of those because that doesn't directly interact with our goal of giving characters more health. Not restoring health, actually increasing their health. Could do something like that that's a +1/+1, but I'm looking for something that would do more here. So I think for this wild deck, a considerable amount of the cards are not going to be playable in standard. Of course that doesn't really matter to me, but it is a good indicator of just how crippled the my specific priest deck was with the changes. That's alright though, because I was going to change all my decks with the next expansion. I'm always going to change all my decks at least a little bit with the expansion. Every expansion is going to have at least a couple of cards for every character that are better. Otherwise there would be no point of the expansion existing at all. And nobody would want to buy those packs. Come on, cards. Is there really nothing here that would increase your health? Like King Mukla wouldn't help. But Mukla, the other Mukla card would. Come on. Is there really nothing here? Don't need the Death Rattle to trigger twice. I do want Ancient Healbot too. That would be ridiculous to not have that. So I'm gonna have to make some more trades. So I need 2 more things. Spawn of Shadows is gone. And then what else? I think Shadow Fiend is gone. There. Because Shadow Fiend wasn't really increasing the health of anything. This restores 8 health to the enemy hero, but it's more powerful. If you were ever going to play Corrupted Healbot, I think this kind of priest deck would be the one to play it into. But it kind of needs to be in a mech deck, and it kind of needs to be better thought out than the deck I'm building right now. So I don't think that's gonna work. I could do Dragon Dark Scale Healer. Would that be better? No. This one just restores 5 health instead of increasing. But some of them do that. But I still think I'm on the right track so far. I'm not seeing anything here that changes my mind. Let's see. Put a 10 cost minion from your deck into your hand at the start of your turn. Ancient Harbinger. So this was an amazing card, but you've got to play very oddly with it. You're gonna end up, what you would want to do is get either the one and only 10 cost minion that you have into your hand, like Cthulhu. And I guess that's probably what's wrong with my priest standard deck, is I need this guy in my hand. Yeah, so I'll have to remember that. No phrase there, by the way. At the start of your turn, put a 10 cost minion from your deck into your hand. Not draw a 10 cost minion, or discover a 10 cost minion, or select a 10 cost minion. Just put it there. Come on, cards. Is there no more secrets for me? At the start of your turn, reduce this cost by 1. So if you got this on the first draw, you could get it down to a 0 in 6 turns. King Mukla here, Mukla Talent of the Veil, would potentially be one because you get 2 bananas that would help you. No. I could see a strategy of having this because you could keep on healing it, making sure it stays alive for some real damage. At the start of your first turn it goes from 2 to 4, second turn it goes from 4 to 8, third turn 8 to 16, next time it's 32. Should be powerful enough to take out anybody at that point. What's weird about that card too, I guess, you could set up a rule here where you would double it up to 30 times, and I wonder how big its attack would be then. 2 to the power of 30 would be how I calculated that if I had a calculator with me. Control 2 of these, they merge into the ancient one. I still wanted to try that out, but I need to basically spend 400 dust to get a second one before I can do it. And the odds of getting that to ever work would be really low. So here we are into the 10s. So with the Ancient Harbinger we could get Cthulhu then, we could get Deathwing then, we could get this guy, we could get this guy, and then see at the end of your turn put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. Yeah, I'm seeing Ancient Harbinger with this guy and this guy only would give you one of those. On your 10th turn play that. That would work. Now this is a 25 cost minion. So where are all the other guys that are above 10? I don't have them, haven't crafted them. Yeah, I thought there was at least a couple of them that cost more than that. It feels like there was even more. Maybe they reduced the cost of some cards. So we're sticking with a modified for the new cards standard priest deck. This should work pretty well. I've always liked this priest deck that I build. It is really powerful when everything works together. Let's try it out. Now my Hearthstone deck tracker app on the side is going to point out the similarities of cards from my standard thing by darkening those out, and any new cards that aren't in the standard deck will be added. And then once I import the deck into Hearthstone deck tracker by itself, then it will work the correct way, in which it doesn't add any cards because it already knows all of them. This may be the first time I didn't have a wait time at the bottom since I started recording this today. Servers have been very, very full considering this expansion. You would think that they would know that people are going to be excited and they're going to get a lot of traffic, but it seems like they didn't know how much, or they weren't willing to spend enough for it. Rent out a lot of extra servers, I'm sure they did, but they needed to rent out more. Well, that's a terrible start. Not a big problem if you skip your first turn, but if I don't get something to play soon, I'll be upset. This one could get played. Is he playing a Murloc deck? He's still playing the Christmas card back too. Just gonna end the second turn too. Couldn't do anything. This feels like a Murloc deck to me. He has a gold one and a standard one. This is why I don't play gold cards. It just seems like a standout. They stand out too much, and this is gaudy. If I'm using that term correctly. Right. I'm gonna play this.
Stand ready.
And then the turn. He's got 4-1 going on, but they're pretty weak. But I do need to start winning or I'm gonna regret it. Maybe just a decent card to play these at the first opportunity anyways, even if you're not playing a Murloc deck. A 2-1 that summons a 1-1 is probably pretty good. Interesting. That was silly because now he can't attack with this character. So that guy's down. Let's see, next turn. I could play this, but I don't need to. I could play this, but it wouldn't help. I think I'm just gonna try and heal unless he kills this guy. So, can't put my finger on it, but there is a problem with the cards I have. Obviously, I've got too late game going on. Too much late game. Not enough early game. It's like, what does this do? 8? Not ready.
How many fingers do you see?
Job's done. I may have just had a terrible draw. Right. Here we go.
Does this hurt?
So now I've got the double jeopardy finally on track. There's 3 cards in my hand that will power this guy up to, I believe, 32. If I can play them all, which I guess I can. I just need to get past
Your mother
this
was a Murloc.
and this. So I need to play
How many fingers do you see?
This, and then I guess we'll take this guy out.
Job's done.
And then the turn. He could clear the board. He could do this, then this, and then this, and then it would just be starting anew. I've got 4 cards here ready to power this guy up if I can just get past these 2 taunt creatures.
Choo soon.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got a 10 play here that would power me up really nicely. But they managed to clear the board a different way. Let's go ahead and play this. And this. And then to turn. Just stymie them a little bit. You see the power here of healing yourself so much. It lets you get to the 10th turn, but my strategy is to win, not keep getting knocked down. I'm not acting aggressively enough. Maybe there was a couple of cards I should have put in there instead of the ones I picked. But a deck very similar to this won me quite a lot for a while. And then maybe just, perhaps it's simply a case of people figured it out, the trick to it, and was able to fight it. This will only double a minion's health, so I can keep this guy alive, but if I can't get him more powerful, still gonna have a problem. So ignoring these two cards, I can just give this a 2, 4, so it'd be 10 to 14, and then 2, 6, there should be 12 to 20. And then only one silence or something would solve that. Let's do this. And then do this. And then I guess this. Well, I've already lost. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something definitely wrong with this priest deck. It should be a solid strategy. It should have won, but I got outplayed. Maybe I just had a terrible draw. And for instances like this, the only thing I can really do is continue playing with this deck some more until I have more samples to study. This one feels very much like I got outdrawn, and if I had just been playing against a different type of player, I would have won. Of course, if you had a truly great deck, it would win almost every time, or at least get close. That one didn't even get close. Anywho, that's it for this recording. Next time we go on to the next character. Who's next? Let's see, we've done priest, so it will be rogue next time, rogue standard. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.